Hey guys, what's up? It's Mike Lane with Tattoo.com here with the one and only Brann from Mastodon. How's it going, man?
Going awesome. How you doing?
Good. Not as tired as you.
Really? How do you know?
Dude, Jimmy.
How do we gauge our tiredness?
Well, you guys did Jimmy Kimmel last night. You got a tour coming up, new album, which we're going to be talking about, and Amoeba today in like 2 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm tired.
Okay, so listen.
I'm good. Fresh as a daisy.
Awesome. Well, you look good. I like your ink. Let's just get straight into it.
Let's talk about my tattoos. They're old, like me.
Well, tattoos to me, they're like songs, and each one tell a story. Can you walk us through some of your tattoos and some of the stories that go along with them?
Yeah, sure.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
One? It's on my leg though.
Yeah.
All right. There's my first tattoo.
Story behind it.
Well, I love that movie Saturday Night Fever, and I love John Travolta, and so
nice.
Yeah, I walked into that tattoo shop, and it was called Monster Tattoo in Rochester, New York, and the dude named Jet that worked there, and I said, I want John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever, this guy doing this on my leg, and he was like, all right, yeah, come in next week. Made an appointment, and I came back in the next week for my appointment, and he was like, oh, you were serious about that? I was like, yeah. So he ran across the street to the record store and grabbed a copy of the soundtrack, traced it up, and threw it on there. And then we got halfway through it, and he goes, I don't have white, so what color do you want the suit to be? I was like, I want it to be white. It's a white suit. He's like, how about green? I was like, okay, I guess so.
Nice.
Anyways, that's my first tattoo. And then
well, how old were you, by the way?
I think I was 16, probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
16 or 17, somewhere in there.
Okay. Yeah,
Totally
it's all
legal.
nice. Okay, keep going. Anything else?
Sorry, Jet, if you're watching. Let's see. The second one I think was this clown, which is from this that club, the Limelight in New York City.
No.
Back in the early '90s, it was a popular nightclub, and they had these flyers for the Asiatic nightlife flyer. Had this clown on it, so.
Oh, cool.
So I love clowns, so I got that.
Okay.
Let's see.
You got a lot going on here.
Yeah, I got a scarab, and I got a King Tut, and I got Lakshmi, which is the goddess of good health and good fortune. I got this crazy gumball candy thing there. I don't know.
Well, I also wanted to ask you.
I'm a Pisces, so I got the fish there, and I got a nice peony there, and I also got this. You ought to be glad. This is my great grandfather used to say that all the time. And so whenever I hear people complaining or I hear myself complaining, his voice always comes into my head. You ought to be glad.
That's a cool story.
Duder had a tough life and was always happy. So
yeah,
you ought to be glad.
That's true. We should all always be glad. By the way, what I was gonna ask you, along with the stories, is there any direct correlation with a song? Not even from Mastodon, any band you liked or any band you were in or Mastodon that is directly connected?
Tattoo.
Yeah.
I guess the first one, Bee Gees.
Okay.
That's my jam.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a good record.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That's amazing.
70s.
Other than that, I don't really have any musical tattoos, I don't think. No, I don't have any musical. More like I have let's see. Well, it says cha-cha-cha on my stomach here.
Whoa, guys, he was holding out on us.
What?
What you got?
Yeah,
let's see all this.
I don't know. Yeah, I got, let's see.
Great movie, by the way.
Bob Tyrell did that guy there.
Awesome.
So, Gene Wilder, I met him and showed that to him.
Rest in peace, by the way.
Rest in peace. I met him a few years ago, and, yeah, he wasn't super thrilled, but I showed it to him anyways.
Well, you met a living legend, so.
I did. I met him, so it's all good. He signed my book, and I was on my way. And I was like, I have a tattoo of you on my. He was like, oh, see ya.
Huge fan, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Crazy. All right, so let's see some. Do you have anything else you want to show, or?
Oh, I got this big whale.
God.
Going right for my nipple.
All right.
And then I got, I don't know, you can be one of those guys on the back there.
And only this. Okay, what's the story behind this one?
Oh, it's just one of those Balinese ritual masks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone?
Protector, a great protector.
Yeah.
Ward off evil spirits. Nobody needs evil spirits in their life. Come on, people.
No, no one out there. No, I have my crystals.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I wanted to ask you: have you ever gone outside of the States? You guys do a lot of touring. Have you ever got some of those real serious ones out in Asia or anything like that?
No,
anything? Just all here.
Yeah, all here. I got a lot of my tattoos when I was younger because I was like best friends with my tattoo artist,
Yeah.
Stefan Lamphere, and we lived very close to each other. And I was always at the tattoo shop, just kind of hanging around the shop
Yeah.
and getting tattooed. And he would just kind of hook it up, and I would go to conventions with him and be sort of a walking business card that hung around and was like, yeah, see, did this and did that. And so all early '90s, I was at a lot of the conventions and stuff, and
Very cool.
was very in the tattoo scene at that point in time. But then when I started touring, and I just found it to be very uncomfortable to get tattooed on tour and have to try to nurse a new tattoo while being in a tour bus. Probably not the best
Right.
idea,
Yeah.
But I got a Tim Lehigh on my side here of a
You guys
Yeti,
catch that?
a nice Yeti.
Very
You see
cool.
that? Yeah. And I got the outline on tour, and it
Okay.
it hurt like hell. And it was like a 3-hour
Yeah.
rib endeavor, which is always fun, as you probably know.
And it would also suck to start one in Kansas and then have to finish it in like
And
New
it
York
took
or
me
something.
like 6 years, because I was in San Francisco and I live in Atlanta, so it took me like 6 or 7 years to get back over there to finish it.
Wow.
And so you're walking around just outlined and all that good stuff.
So, are there any tattoo artists that you want to work with in the future?
That I like to get tattooed by? Oh, I mean, I'd always love a Philip Liu, or an Anil Gupta, or man, there's a million guys. I can't remember their names,
Okay.
but I follow them all on Instagram, and I constantly lurk their work, and I'm
Nice.
just like, where is this guy? There's some guys in Barcelona, and there's some guys that are just doing. There's some really, I mean, the art form is just so amped. There's some people doing some insane tattoo work over there,
Right.
and it's one of those, but there's only so many hours in the day.
So many hours and so much canvas you have
Yeah,
on
I
your
don't really
body.
have a lot of room, but
Yeah.
but I'd really like to get somebody really, really, really amazing and get like compile all our album covers and have them all.
Paul Booth.
Huh? Yeah, Paul Booth would be great. Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
I just there's so many great artists out there.
Well, I have to ask you this question before we move on to the album.
Okay.
Tattoos, unfortunately, still have a negative connotation to it. So, no Mastodon, no band, no one knows who you are. You're back home in Georgia. You're shopping at the store. Do you feel marginalized or judged when you're just out and about still to this day?
No, not at all. No.
That's good.
I don't know. I guess maybe I just hang around a certain. If I feel anything like that, it's probably me projecting. I would imagine, but I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it. I don't really think about my tattoos that much, or about that I have them, or that I have these earrings. I don't think about earrings. I'm like, oh yeah, I have those. I don't think about it,
That's good.
and nobody makes me feel weird about it. But
Cool.
I guess if I'm in some crazy fancy restaurant, then I feel like, yeah, I get to be here too. Ruining
Well, you are in LA, so
ruining
maybe.
your meal, maybe a little bit.
Well, that's good for all the kids. On a serious note, it's all who you are inside, has nothing to do with what people see on the outside. So, actually, moving on to Emperor of Sand, such a personal record, so much stuff going on. A little bit of a serious note, everyone in the band has experienced some kind of a loss in the last 2 years. You thought of the name. How did you think of it? What came to you to express this, with what was going on with everyone in the band? So, Bill, lost his mother. So I'm sure that was a very cathartic experience for him and you. So can you tell me a little bit about just Emperor of Sand?
Well, I mean, as far as like being a cathartic experience, it was, it was what we had to do to get through that whole time. We were gonna write music anyways. That's what we do, but it definitely informed the riffs that were coming out. That frustration, you can hear it in the record, and I think that. It just was, unfortunately, a sort of a concentrate. Everyone's going to go through these things in their lives, but it just seemed like it was really concentrated. For everybody in the band, was sort of going through their own personal kind of tragedy. Not personally, but with a very close family member.
Right.
So it's horrible to sit and watch someone go through that. And you know, I'm no stranger to it. My mom's been sick for a very long time, and it sucks when somebody, you know, really wants to have fun and do what everyone else is doing and do normal stuff, and their body just won't cooperate. You know, it's
Right.
very frustrating. So we owe it to our people to, when we're healthy and feeling good, to capitalize on that and make the best of our time, and make some cool art, and do what we love, because that's what your mom wants for you. Your mom wants you to enjoy your life that she gave you and to have fun. You know.
That's true.
And so, but you know, we Mastodon is our little spot that we get to put all that stuff. You know. So when we go down in Bill's basement or wherever we're going to the practice space and working this stuff out, and you know, you get the hairs on the back of your neck stand up because of a riff that we're all connecting on. It's informed by those personal tragedies and situations that you're experiencing in tandem with, along with the writing, because you know, it's real life is unfolding, and we're just every day going down there and riffing out and trying to produce something beautiful out of maybe a bad situation.
Right. Which, by the way, I think you guys have. By the way, fuck cancer and fuck the government. I actually said that because I believe there is a cure, but they're just making too much goddamn money to do anything about it, which is a whole nother story. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys putting that message out there. Question, Mastodon, you guys are so close to your fans. You guys went through this experience. It's healing you. I think it is. How do you think it transcends to your fans? Because when you guys are out there, there's numerous kids out there that might have gotten their sentence, whatever it is, or the family member has just gotten one. How do you think going out playing in all these different towns is helping them on their journey?
I don't know. We haven't been out there yet with this stuff. I mean, we've been out there in the past, and we've been open and honest with what the subject matter is, and the real tragedy that has reflected. And we've had, you know, numerous conversations with kids and about their own personal experiences, and listened a lot to a lot of kids or a lot of people that have come up and been out and open with us about how much said record means to them and has helped them through their own personal journey with whatever they're going through, you know. And you know, I just hope it does something for anybody, you know. I just really it's done so much for us as people, you know, and we've come out with it, so we just hope that it connects with people and that they're able to use it to the betterment of themselves, and that it helps them get through a tough situation. You know, if it's just a day or if it's 2 days, that it gets them through, or you know, if it helps in any way at all, that's all we can really ask for. You know,
awesome.
So that we can do our part to contribute, and that's what we're here for, help each other out.
Well, I think you guys are doing a killer job at that. A few more questions. The other one is, would you guys consider your albums, you guys are no stranger to making concept records, would you consider your records as standalone movies, if you will, or sequels or trilogies?
Probably standalone. We try not to. Haven't made a sequel yet.
Yeah.
Sequels are that's tough business right there, right? You know.
Yeah, look at Star
yeah, look at that. Well, I mean, you know, that sequel was that's the best sequel, probably, Empire Strikes Back. But they're few and far between.
Right.
I feel like
don't get us started.
I always kind of feel like a sequel is something that was never supposed to happen. You know, like if you have this initial idea and you say, okay, I got the big idea. We're gonna make Rocky. You know. And it's about this, and here's the story, you know, and he loses at the end, but that's the great part about it, da-da-da. And they say, yeah, but we're making a lot of money off this whole Rocky thing. We need to make part 2. And you're like, well, I never thought of part 2 because it ends, you know. Okay, so now you have this monetarily motivated piece of art that maybe wasn't planning on being existing. So I guess we like to. I feel like if we were to make a part 2 of something, that it would probably be forced. So new ideas, keep pushing forward, and have a separate storyline for whatever organically comes from the music that we're creating, which always presents us with some kind of cinematic.
Yeah.
You can see the music sort of unfold, and whatever it presents in your mind's eye is that's where we focus.
Right.
So this one happened to be the desert, because Sultan's Curse was the first song that kind of came together, and as the other songs formed around it, it just looked like that.
Right.
So that's how that started.
Emperor Sin, it starts, middle, and dies a rebirth. Would you guys ever think about playing that album in its entirety ever? Just going through the entire process?
Yeah, for sure. That's always on the table.
Awesome.
If we can learn the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, we know it. We can play it. And we did that with Crack the Sky. We played the whole thing, start to finish. We had like a movie that went with it that played behind us. And so that's always something but we realize that we have 90 songs, and we have a whole bunch of fans that are fans of different versions of the band, and that they all vary. They're all very different. And I mean, we're in the band, so we feel like they're all kind of the same. They all have a relationship with each other, but there's a lot of people that we just like Remission, and we just like Leviathan, and we just like Crack the Sky. So we try to make everybody happy, because we do understand that the fans should dictate our actions on stage and should dictate sort of the set list. And so we want to try to make as many people that come out to the big rock show as happy as possible, and we don't want to bum anybody out. Please like me.
Well, you guys are definitely not bumming anyone out. I know you guys got to get going. Brann from Mastodon, for Tattoo.com, I'm Mike Lane. We'll see you guys soon.